boys and girls, and welcome to Gracepoint Kids Online. We are so glad that you're joining us today, and if this is your very first time, welcome, welcome. My name is Liana, and I am going to do an amazing lesson this morning with you about self-control and gentleness, so don't go anywhere. If this is your first time, why don't you reach out to us? Why don't you ask your parents to send me an email at liana@gracepoint.co.za, or you guys can join our Gracepoint WhatsApp Connect group and send us a message that way. We would love to hear about you and of you. Well, for those of you who have been watching us regularly, you know what time it is. That's right, birthdays. Oh, and this week I saw there were so many of you who had birthdays. Well, let's go and have a look on the birthday board who had a birthday. See you now. Happy birthday to all of you. Oh, this is my favorite time, besides worship, where I just get to talk to you guys, hey? And I really always wish you guys a wonderful year, full of favor and blessing of God. And I really hope that you got that one gift that you really, really wanted. So happy birthday for if it was in the week, or a special happy birthday if it is today. Well, guys, before we go to Kezia for worship, there's one more thing we have to do, and that is to worship God with our offering. Yes, that is our 10% of our pocket money, or the money that our parents give us. And why do we do that? Well, firstly, it is to worship God and say thank you for everything that we have. Our parents, a roof over our heads, food in our bellies, just all the wonderful blessings that God gives us. And then also, guys, with your money here at Gracepoint, your parents and you help us to look after those in need, those who don't have food, those who are getting cold during winter. You help us, especially during our month of compassion and justice. We are using all your funds that you give us to actually make a difference in the lives of so many people. So thank you, thank you. All right, so did you pop in your money into your money box? Right. Let's close our eyes and pray. Father God, thank you so very, very much for the privilege to be here today online and also face to face at Gracepoint. Father God, I pray that you will bless every family represented. May your blessing and your favor be upon them. In Jesus' precious name, amen. Well, boys and girls, let's go hopping and bopping with Kezia. I'll see you back after that. Bye!
Hi everyone, and welcome back to Worship with Kezia. My name is Kezia, but you can call me Kez or Kezia, whatever you're comfortable with. And what is your name? Well, it's really nice to meet you. And if you are here for the very first time, hi everyone, I'm so excited you guys are here today. I hope you guys learned something new and you come back again next week. And for all of you who have been joining us for the past few weeks, hi everyone. I've missed you all so much, and I hope you guys learned something new as well. So today we have 2 songs for you guys, and they're both super fun. So the first song is super easy, and all you need to do is 1, so you show the number 1, then you're gonna point to Jesus and you're gonna clap. Then you're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. Okay, so you want to try that? So we go 1, point to Jesus, clap. Then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. So, are you guys ready? I'm sorry. I asked, are you guys ready? Perfect. Let's go.
I lay my life down at your troubled times, it's you I see. I put you first, that's all I need. I humble all I am, all to you. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. You're the only one, you're the only one, you're the only one that I could live for. You're the only one, you're the only one, you're the only one that I could live for. You were always, always there, every how and everywhere. Your grace abounds so deeply within me. You will never ever change. Yesterday, today, the same. Forever till forever meets no end. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. Are you having fun? Well, what we're going to do now is we're all going to get down nice and low. That's it. How low can you go? And we're going to sing, you are the way, the truth, and the life. Come on, let me hear you. You are the way, the truth, and the life. We live by faith and not by sight for you. We're living on for you. Up a bit higher. You are the way, the truth, and the life. We live by faith and not by sight for you. We're living on for you. You are the way. You are the way, the truth, and the life. We live by faith and not by sight for you. We're living on for you. You are the way, the truth, and the life. We live by faith and not by sight for you. We're living on for you. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. One way, Jesus, you're the only one that I could live for. Come on!
Was that not so much fun, everyone? I know I had loads and loads and loads of fun with that one. Okay, so our last song is also really easy. So all you need to know is we're gonna march, we're gonna ride, we're going to shoot the arrow, and then we're gonna make big, big, big airplane arms, okay? It's gonna go 1, 2, with your big airplane arms. Okay, so let's try that. So we go. We're marching. Then we're riding. Then we're gonna shoot the arrow. And with our big airplane arms, we're going to zoom. Okay? Is that fine with everyone? Perfect. Let's go.
I may never march in the infantry, ride in the cavalry, shoot the artillery. I may never zoom on the enemy, but I'm in the Lord's army. I'm in the Lord's army, yes sir. I'm in the Lord's army, yes sir. I may never march in the infantry, ride in the cavalry, shoot the artillery. I may never zoom on the enemy, but I'm in the Lord's army. I may never
that is all we have for you this week on Worship with Kezia. I hope you guys enjoy your weeks, enjoy your day. Bye guys!
Welcome back, boys and girls. I just love worship with Kezia. I hope you do too. Now, boys and girls, this is unfortunately, very sadly, our second last lesson about the fruit of the Spirit. We are finishing all the fruit this week, and then next week, our lesson is going to be, we call it a summary lesson, and that's a big word for us as kids, hey? But that means we are going to walk step by step, and I'm going to remind you of every fruit next week. But this week, we still have 2 fruits left. I wonder if you can think about what 2 are still missing. Let's have a think. Yes, you're right. It is called self-control. Wow, that is a big word. And gentleness. That's also a big word, hey. We were used to love and joy and peace. Hey, those were short little words and we could understand them. But self-control and gentleness. But before I go anywhere, we must remember our lesson is about the fruit of the Spirit. And remember, our series is called Fruit, Fruit, and More Fruit. But strangely enough, it's not about the fruit. If you all remember, it is about that little seed that is inside of these fruits that we plant. One little seed will give us a big, big tree full of love, joy, peace, patience, kindness. And that's why I believe the Holy Spirit used fruit as a title, or called it the fruit of the Spirit. Because if you do one little act of kindness, it can become a tree of kindness. If you do one little act of love, it can become a tree of love. And so that's why, boys and girls, it is important for us to understand this fruit of the Spirit. Because you see, boys and girls, that is how God wants us to live. That's how Jesus lived when he was on earth. He loved everybody. He cared for everybody. He was kind to everybody. He was in peace, or he tried to live in peace with everyone. He was patient with everyone. Wow, guys, we have learned so much. We saw the joy of God in Jesus. Oh, guys, I just love the fruit of the Spirit because it teaches me to walk in Jesus' footsteps and be just like him, using the fruit of the Spirit. But anyway, before I get carried away, let's get back to our 2 fruits for today: self-control and gentleness. What are they? What does it mean? Now, firstly, self-control, guys, that big word means, when I want to say something, or when I want to do something that is maybe not good or right, I stop. I think, and then I do something different. That is self-control. You know, it is about wanting to do something so badly, but then we stop and we go, hold on, maybe that is not okay. And that, boys and girls, is self-control. When I don't act, or I don't say, or I don't do what I want to do straight away. It's sort of like being patient, isn't it? But it's just little bit different. It's it's like a temptation. I want to steal the cookie. I want to say bad things about you. I want to cause a fight. But then I don't, because I remember God doesn't want me to do that. Jesus, when he was on earth, he didn't do that. And we stop. And that is self-control. Right. I wonder if there's a verse in the Bible that talks about this. Let me think. We'll come back to that. And then, guys, there's gentleness. What is gentleness? Well, boys and girls, you know when we hold a little baby, when you see a mom holding a little baby and they go, oh, that is so cute. That is gentle. I'm gentle. When you pick up your puppy at home, you don't pick him up by the ear or by his tail. You're picking him up gently, and you, oh, my puppy, my cat. So that is gentleness. It is that loving touch, that tenderness. Hey, it's like I'm not harsh with you. I'm not mean with you. I'm gentle, okay? And so that is what gentleness means. So guys, I have 2 stories for you today to explain this a little bit more in detail. So The first story that I want to tell you about is someone who used self-control. Remember again, what is self-control? That is not acting or doing or saying things that could be wrong. You might be right to do it because somebody did make you angry or somebody did steal your pen, and so you are right to act out, but we don't. We do the opposite, and we show people that it's okay. I forgive you. I love you. And we change the whole situation around because we use self-control. And now our story is about David. Now, we have learned a lot about David in our stories the past few weeks. We learned about David marrying Abigail, and we learned about him and Abigail and how she was a peacemaker and saved not just her husband's life, but also David's. Secondly, we learned about David and Jonathan when we learned about faithfulness with our friends, because Jonathan was King Saul's son, and they were very, very, very good friends. And today we learn about actually King David and King Saul being together at the same time without King Saul knowing. Now, boys and girls, we will see that David could very easily have killed him. But something changes, and he doesn't do that. Let's quickly go to the storybook and listen to the story of King Saul and King David in the cave. I'll see you back now. Bye.
Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to my story about David finds King Saul in a cave in 1 Samuel 24 in the Old Testament. Now, boys and girls, I wonder, how should you treat people who don't like you and treat you badly? Well, listen to my story about David and King Saul. Now, King Saul was jealous of David. One day he heard where David was hiding, so he took 3,000 soldiers and went to catch him. When David heard the king and his army were coming, he and his soldiers hid in a cave where they were safe. But oh dear, King Saul was very tired and went into the same cave to rest, while his soldiers stood guard outside. David and his men kept very quiet inside. When King Saul was fast asleep, David's men whispered, "Here is your chance. David, go, kill your enemy before he hurts you." But David didn't want to hurt the king. He just wanted King Saul to stop chasing him. So he took out his knife and cut a piece of material from the king's clothes. When the king left the cave, David shouted, "King Saul, I could have killed you while you were sleeping, but I only cut your coat. See how close I was." King Saul knew that David had saved his life and promised not to chase him anymore. David had honored God's chosen king. He used self-control and did not kill the king. The end.
Welcome back, boys and girls. Hey, how is that? He had the opportunity to kill King Saul, but all he did was cut a piece of his cloth of his mantle. Guys, he showed self-control. He used something gentler than to kill somebody or to have mean words with him. He rather chose something else. And what he did was he actually showed King Saul, you know what? I could have killed you, but I chose, because I respect you and because you are still my king and because you are my elder, I am going to show you grace and mercy, and I'm going to show self-control and not kill you. Wow! Boys and girls, now I want us to zoom to the experimental lab where Vicky is waiting for us, and we are going to show you, Vicky and I, how this self-control sort of works in a different way so that you can understand it better. Are you ready to zoom with me to the experimental lab? I'll see you back now. Bye! Welcome to experimental lab. Woo, Vicky, you look so beautiful today. We both got our scarves on, hey? Because it's very cold out there. So, guys, Vicky, we are doing self-control today. And we've just learned about David, who could have killed Saul in the cave, but used self-control not to kill him. So I wanted to read this Bible verse to the boys and girls and you before we do our experiment, because I see you've got some balloons here. And so let's listen to this verse. It says, a foolish person loses his temper. That must be like King Saul, hey? Yes. Yeah. But a wise person controls his anger. That means we use self-control and we don't lose our tempers. Wow, I love that Bible verse. So now, boys and girls, Vicky and I put two things together, right? And we are going to show you guys what happens when we use, when we don't use self-control. So we lose our temper. We say things or we do things that hurt someone. So now I want you to pretend that this peels that I have, that is quite weird, eh? Is the words or the actions that I do. Now, if I have this balloon, shall we start with this balloon? Okay. This little one. Okay. Now, if this is King Saul, right? Let's say he's King Saul. If I was David, and that's me, I would have gone and killed him. I'm sorry, because then I wouldn't have to hide away in caves. I could be with my family because King Saul was going to kill him. So David had all the right in the world, Vix, to kill him. Yeah. But, let me show you. So this is King David, or David, in the cave, killing. Maybe my experiment is not working. So, maybe with killing you need a lot of those. So, guys, can you see what happened to that balloon? The minute I did ugly things, or I killed, or I said bad things, it hurt that people. Well, in King Saul's case, he would have been dead. But that's also what we do with friends, hey? Yes. When we say bad things or we do bad things, we hurt their feelings. Yeah. But now, if I use the same experiment with that balloon, and I'm going to use the same amount of frustration, but I'm going to not use ugly words. I'm not going to fight. I'm going to use gentle words, like, I forgive you. I'm even going to go close. Or I can say, I love you. I forgive. Look there, guys. This is actually I'm actually putting it on here. Look, I'm even going to... It's not popping. And look, I'm going to put more. Look there. I'm going to put like... Guys, it will not pop. Because no matter how many good words or good actions I use... Oh, look at that. That's a lot going on there. Good words, good actions will not hurt people's feelings and actions. Feelings, hey. So, guys, just like that balloon popped because I used bad words or bad actions, the opposite happens when I use gentle words and I use, or I walk away and not act upon it. What do you think, Vix?
Yeah, this is lovely. So, which means we are learning now to use gentle words so that we shouldn't make our friends angry.
Oh, or hurt their... Yeah. Oh, I just love you, Vix. Okay, so guys, we are not going to use ugly words.
No.
We are going to use...
Gentle words.
Good. So guys, we're going to go zoom back to the studio and we will see you a little bit later with another, not an experiment so much, but with the explanation, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, we'll see you back later. Bye! Welcome back, boys and girls. Wow, I love that experiment. Didn't it just tell us and teach us exactly what to do and what self control is all about? So, guys, if I use my words, my ugly words, and I use my ugly actions, then I hurt someone. That's that balloon that popped, hey? But when I used gentle words and I forgave and I didn't act upon what I wanted to, well, then that person was safe and felt loved and cared by me. Okay, so before we move on to gentleness, just an example to remind you and put everything together for you. So this week, boys and girls, remember, if somebody hurts your feelings or somebody steals something or breaks something or does something to upset you, remember what to do. Either walk away or answer back with a gentle answer. It's okay, I forgive you. It's all right, we all make mistakes. That, guys, is self-control. And that is what Jesus would do in a situation like that. So let's remember our two balloons and let's remember to use the right actions and the right words. Okay, now let's go to gentleness. Now, guys, remember gentleness is there where we lovingly talk to people, we care for people, we are humble, we don't boast, we are gentle people. And Jesus was fantastic. He showed us so beautifully how gentle. When other people were using harsh words and harsh things around him, Jesus would quietly say something that could change around the whole situation. When people didn't like Zacchaeus in the tree, do you remember? Jesus showed him love by saying, Zacchaeus, come down. I'm going to have a meal with you today. He showed Zacchaeus gentleness. Guys, this is how we should be. When people are doing things around us that is wrong, we should stand up, even if they are guilty, even if they are not right. Rather, guys, sort a situation out by using gentle words, by saying, hey guys, you know what? I know this person did this wrong. I know this person said that, but hey, we all make mistakes. Let's forgive him. Let's or her. Let's go on. Come on. We are friends. Now, in our story today, there was a woman who was caught doing really bad things. They call her the sinful woman. Now, we don't want to go into detail about her sins. I don't want to tell you all about my sins. But the fact is, she was caught sinning. And you know what, guys? Everybody in town wanted to stone her and kill her. But then Jesus shows us how, in a very gentle way, he changes again the whole situation. Let's go and listen to the sinful woman in the storybook corner. I'll see you back now.
Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to my story about a woman accused of sin. We find this story in John 8, verse 1 to 11. Now, early in the morning, Jesus went into the temple. A large crowd gathered to hear Jesus, and he sat and taught them. The teachers of the law and the Pharisees brought a woman to Jesus. They forced the woman to stand before the people. They said to Jesus, Teacher, this woman was caught doing a terrible sin. The law of Moses commands that we kill with stones every woman who does this terrible sin. What do you say we should do? They were asking this tricky question to Jesus so that they could charge him with disobeying the law if he did not say she should be stoned. But Jesus knelt down and started writing on the ground with his finger. They continued to ask Jesus their question. So eventually he stood up and said, Is there anyone here who has never sinned? The person without sin can throw the first stone at this woman. Then Jesus knelt down again and wrote on the ground. Those who were accusing the woman began to leave one by one. The older men left first, and then the others. Jesus was left there alone with the woman. She was standing before him. Jesus stood up and asked her, Woman, all of those people have gone, Has no one judged you guilty?" She answered, "No one has judged me." Then Jesus said, "I also don't judge you. You may go now, but don't sin again." The end.
Welcome back, boys and girls. Wow, isn't Jesus just amazing? He sits quietly, lovingly, he writes in the sand, and then he looks up and he says in a gentle voice, "Any one of you who don't have sin, well, you go and you throw the first stone." And I bet we all sin, guys. And so they all walked away, and there she was standing, the woman who was sinful. And you know what? Jesus says, "Hey, you are loved. Go and sin no more. You are forgiven." Now, boys and girls, don't you think you and I should be doing that as well? Rather use gentle words coming out of our mouths, gentle actions with our body, than harsh words. Hey, so let's do that today, this week. Now, guys, before we go and finish our lesson, I want us to go to the experimental lab once more and meet with Vicky. We have one more little thing to show you, to explain to you this whole gentleness. Are you ready to go? All right, I'll see you back now. Welcome back, boys and girls, to the experimental lab again. Twice in one lesson. We are so lucky. Well, I said that this isn't really experiment, but we're going to show you how gentleness works, hey? Because the balloon popped now when I didn't use self-control and I used ugly words. So now I want to read to you guys what it says in the Bible about gentleness. It says, "A gentle answer will calm a person's anger, but an unkind answer will cause even more anger." Wow. So, boys and girls, can you see how important it is to use gentle words and kind words? Now, what have you got there for us?
I've got a toothpaste.
Toothpaste?
Yes.
Oh! So, boys and girls, Vicky has brought in, show them some toothpaste, can you see? And she's got a little container. Now, we are going to pretend that the toothpaste that's in the tooth holder is the words and the actions we do. So those are, now first, in the beginning of this experiment, or what we're showing you, this is going to be all the ugly words, all the bad things we say, the hurtful things we do. I'm going to ask Vicky to squirt those bad words and ugly words out into that container. Look at that, guys. Oh, she's squirting. Oh, look at that. That's all the meanness and badness and all the ugly words we say. Now, Vicky, can you try and put those back, please? Don't. Yep, try, put it back. Oh my word, guys. Vicky, try and put it back. Oh. Guys, it doesn't look like she's very successful. Look, she's all over her oh my word. Now, guys, this is what I wanted to really show you. And Vicky, this is what I want to tell you. That once we have said those ugly words and we didn't use self-control, we can never, ever take it back. Even if I say sorry, even if I ask for forgiveness, I will never, ever take the pain and the hurt that those words, just like you try to put it back and it can't go back. We can't take our words, go and take our words back. Once they have spoken, once we have said them, well, guys, that's what the other person is going to feel or hear. And it could be good words that will build them up, or it could be sad words that will really hurt their feelings. So, boys and girls, we're going to go back to the studio, and I hope this experiment helps you guys to remember. So every time you want to say something or do something, firstly, remember self-control, but secondly, remember, once you have spoken those words, you can never, ever take them back. All right, boys and girls, I'll see you back in the studio. Bye from us. Bye. Welcome back, boys and girls. Yo, I just love that toothpaste coming back. And did you see how Vicky battled to try and get it back inside? Now remember, boys and girls, that's exactly what happens if I don't use gentle words, if I'm not humble, if I'm not loving and kind and forgiveness. Those words spewed out, those actions spewed out, and I can never take them back. I've hurt that person's feelings forever. So, boys and girls, as I finish our lesson today, I want you to please remember the following. Let's remember all the fruit of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, faithfulness. Today, self-control and gentleness. Let's use every single one of them every day, at home, at school, with family, when we're out at the shopping malls. Always remember that Jesus loves us. He's the example, and he says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. So always remember, start loving yourself. Have self-control with yourself. Don't shove all those cookies in your mouth. When people are fighting around you, or your brother or sister is irritating you, use gentle words. And always love, always care, always be kind, always create peace and patience around you. Wow, boys and girls, I can't wait for next week's lesson when we put all of this together and we walk step by step through the Bible as we go through each one of our fruit. So don't miss out on next week's story. So for this week, have lots of self-control, answer with gentleness, and I will see you in the Doodle Studio with Vicky. Bye! Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to the Doodle Studio. Hello, Vix. Okay, Vicky, what have you... Oh, before we go, Vix, before we start, what do we say? How to doodle it. Just doodle it, doodle kids. All right, let's go see what Vicky has for us today. Oh, that looks interesting. Okay, so remember, boys and girls, always go to your picture of... go to the kids' website, where you go to the Doodle Studio, and you will find all these pages that you will need for your craft. Right, boys and girls, let's see what we will need. We will need to go and print out these two pictures. It's a very strange looking picture. And then a picture of David and Saul in the cave. We will need some coloring in pencils. We will need some Prit. We need a pair of scissors. Oh, and then what has Vix got there for us? Like last week. Very well done, Vix. We need a peg and something that says self-control on it. All right, let's see how we're going to do this thing. So first we start off, number one, to cut out our very strange shape. And Vicky has done it. Thank you very much, Vicky. All right, so boys and girls, Vicky has colored our picture. We've done a brown rock. As you can see, she's colored it, and then we have our picture in front of us. Now we have a finished picture that is colored, so we will show you that now. But we just want to show you where the rock goes. Now, if you see under the picture of David, he's hiding there. It says stick the rock there. So look what Vicky's going to do. She's just going to put a little bit of glue at the bottom of the rock. There we go. She's just going to put a little bit of glue at the bottom of the rock. And then she's going to stick it on there. And look what happens. It hides away David, because remember, he's hiding away in the cave and he's waiting just for the right moment, either to kill Saul or to use self-control and not do him. Oh, that's beautiful. Right, look there. And if we pick it up, oh, there is David. So let's go look at our color one, which is nice. Vicky did such a good job with that. There we go. Look, there's King Saul in the cave. Oh, and where is our little David? There he is, hiding away and waiting for the right moment to cut off a piece of Saul's garment. And that, boys and girls, is a beautiful story about self-control with David and Saul. Go have lots of fun and finish your picture first so that everybody is surprised when you show them David. All right, boys and girls. Oh, there's one more thing we have to do, Vicky. We've forgotten. We have to pin our self-control little peg onto our picture, because this picture is a representation of self-control. Oh, How beautiful is that? I love it, Vicky. Thank you so much for all your hard work. Oh, hello, David. All right. Bye, you two. Welcome back, guys. And now we are busy with our second story. Do you remember the sinful lady who was going to be stoned by all the villagers' people? And then Jesus used gentle words. Well, he used only one phrase, and he says, anybody who doesn't have sin, you cast the first stone. So boys and girls, what do we need for this craft? Firstly, you go back to the kids' webpage, go to the Doodle Studio, and find this strange picture. Look at that. There's all the men of the village who is ready to throw those stones at her. And then there's Jesus with his open arms. And then there's the poor lady, and she's looking very weird. She's standing on a very long line. Vicky, what have you got planned for us today? All right. Then we need, obviously, some coloring in pencils. We need a craft knife. We need some glue. I'm not sure if we need glue for this picture. Not sure. And then we do need scissors. So the very first thing that you guys are going to do, you are going to cut out your picture. Vicky has already done that. And then you guys are going to color it in. Now we're just going to use the black and white ones, and then we'll show you the finished one once Vicky has showed you how to assemble it. So the very first thing we need to do, if you look very close, and I'm going to ask Bright just to zoom really into this picture, you will see at Jesus' feet, and on the opposite side with that other meanie on the other side, there we go, there are two little lines. Now what you have to do with those lines is to cut it open with a craft knife. Now, boys and girls, this is not your job. You're going to find an adult or an older sibling that is older, much older than you, to go and help you cut open those little slits there. Now we have two little lines there. Now look what's going to happen, because remember the poor lady was on a very strange looking rectangle. So what Vicky's going to do is she's going to pop one side into the one slit. And then she's going to pop the other side into the other side, the other slit. She's going to turn it around, and she's going to straighten those. Look there. Beautiful. Straighten. There we go. Flatten our picture. Can you show us the front, Vicky? Oh, is it popped out? Oh, sorry, Vix. There we go. Yes, there we go. Now, boys and girls, now our little lady will be able to move. And look at her. She's running away, or she's just well, she's not running away. She's just standing there in shame, listening to all the bad and ugly things these men are saying to her. And then Jesus says those gentle words. They all leave, and there's Jesus standing, waiting for her with his arms wide open, forgiving her and loving her with gentle, kind accents. Wow. Let's look at our coloring in one. I'm sure that is going to be actually just as beautiful. Look how beautiful Vicky has colored that in. And there we go. Now we're going to see how she moves to Jesus while he's waiting for her with his arms wide open, forgiving her and gently letting her know that she's good enough and that she's okay. Oh, Vicky, that's a beautiful craft. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Right, boys and girls, it's time for Vicky and I to say goodbye to you. It's so sad, but anyway, we will see you back next week. So, remember, one more thing, we just have to, how to doodle it, just doodle it, doodle kids. Bye!